What's going on, everybody? Coach MccDann here. As gamers, we can all agree on one thing. It's an enjoyable experience that adds value to our lives in multiple different ways. Some of us enjoy the process of learning a new game. Some of us just enjoy the game for what it is and how happy it makes us. However, sometimes when we get really passionate about something, we tend to be a little bit harsh on ourselves for making basic habitual mistakes or capitalizing on what you learn. So, how do we apply this to Smash? What does a progressive mentality look like in this game? Well, we'll dive into all the factors right now. Alright, so when it comes to learning anything we want to be good at, it's important to recognize why we want to get good at that hobby to begin with, right? Everyone has set goals for certain things after all. Maybe you've set a milestone to drastically improve with your character, or you want to beat your own personal best record in a tournament setting. You could even be interested in joining an esports team that represents Smash Bros in your future. Whatever the case may be, everyone has different goals and aspirations, and they can all vary drastically. The best thing to do is to trust that your visions and goals are completely obtainable. But, like most goals we set in life, we always have to take fewer and smaller steps to get there. Something that a lot of players seem to get wrapped up in is setting the bar for what they want to achieve and being upset when we don't see ourselves making that progress. But the truth is, it's exactly how progress is built. You see, in Smash Bros, you will always lose more than you win. It's inevitable. You'll come across a character you struggle with more than others, or even a player that understands the game a bit more than you do. So what does this mean for us? What do we do about these types of losses? A very healthy way of reacting to losses is to practice self-compassion. Your value as a person does not decrease with any loss, as well as increase with any win. And in the beginning, training yourself to think this way might be a bit tricky, because winning in Smash Bros, or any given competitive setting, is simply gratifying and makes you feel accomplished, especially when you've been working super hard to achieve a goal you set. But in order for us to get there, we have to recognize within ourselves that winning any match is completely possible. But even if you lose, no matter how bad you think you do or how close you are, you will be the same person going into the game as you are coming out of it. So learning all of this begs the question, what do you want your first goal in Smash Bros to be? Is it to be a viable competitor that makes playing you challenging? Or do you want to be the best of your character out of your friends or your region? Start thinking of some. But also, keep in mind that patience with yourself is a key factor to working up to that point. Alright, now that we've come to understand this, I'll let you in on a little secret. And it's that players that lose more games than they do win actually gain more than players that win a majority of their time playing. It sounds crazy, but it's the honest truth. Why is that exactly? Questions, and having the opportunity to ask a lot of them. The opportunity to learn for how you lose is the most beneficial aspect of losing itself. Players that capitalize on this are given amazing opportunities to ask their opponent what they noticed about their own gameplay to help them win, and learn how to slowly work away from anything that causes that type of outcome. This is the sole reason why asking questions after losses is so important. If you have a friend that is practicing Smash Bros with you, I highly recommend you ask them how they think they managed to beat you. There's a good chance you have a bad habit that they might be catching you on. Finally, with both learning patience and asking questions behind us, we can focus on one last option every player has, and it has to do with saving replays. For those of you that are unaware, Smash Bros has a replay system in-game. You are able to save your entire replays of games by pressing the Y button at the end of each game. The replay then plays back the entire match you just had. What we want to focus on during this lesson is to save replays of every match you lose. But if you're wondering why we aren't saving replays of games you're winning, consider this. If you do enough to win a game, you are the person in that match that output enough winning conditions to earn the win. So when we focus on games we lose, you can identify on what mistakes you make to lead you to that result. And that's about it for now. Improving your mindset for competition can be a bit of a process, but you'll always have to understand one thing. There are tons of people that are out there to get exactly what you want. that being success. It's important to practice good sportsmanship when practicing something we're all passionate about, as this not only makes our opponents feel good about themselves after hard work they put in, but at the same time opens the door to you making new friends to learn alongside. And that, at the end of the day, is what Smash Bros is all about. Keep up your amazing progress and do it one step at a time.